about to get started with part 4 of making our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate overlay. Today we're actually going to be doing some design, so making it actually look half decent, hopefully. So the first step to doing that, I think, is to try and replicate this overlay portion here. It's kind of like already built into the UI. So let's get started. I think firstly I want to kind of see how many pixels this border is at the top here with the color. So let's see. Seems like it's 4 pixels exactly. There's a little bit of like overlap here. So it could be between 4 and 5 pixels, possibly. For now we'll stick with 4. How wide is it? So it goes from here. It's a little hard to see how high it is on this image, so I've got another image here as well. It's got a bit more easy to decipher exactly where it cuts off, so seems like it's 28 pixels high. So I'll probably go into the code now and type all these values in. Let's go, that's not the right scene, here we are. Get rid of all this stuff. Okay, here we are. So let's find the player. So we want this scene to be game, and we want the data type to be player, I think. So where have I got that here? Okay, we also want the event to be singles as well, but we'll get to that positioning later. So I suppose I better add a new section here. And let's call it so we want the event to be singles. Well, actually no, we'll get to that later. We want the scene to be game. Okay, so in the game scene, the teams, and I think I want each person on the team so I'll change this to person. And to get an individual person, I'll add those 2 little characters. Actually, I want it to be the name of the person, not just everything. So name. Okay. So we got this section here now. So we want it to be, how high? We want it to be 28 pixels high. So we'll put height equals 28. Width looks to be around 235 pixels. Okay. I just realized these are not in VW units, so I might actually convert these. So let's go, what is it? 28 divided by 1920. 100 times that, and we get 1.4583 repeated VW. And we'll put the original value out here as a comment, I think. VW. Okay. Now we'll do the same for 235. I mean, man, these are not round fractions. There's a lot of decimal places here. VW in there, and then add a comment. So it's 235. Okay, so now you want the border at the top to be 4 pixels. So we'll go for border. Go 4 pixels. I think we could leave it as pixels for this, potentially. Just because we might want the border to be the same width, regardless of how big the overlay is, but let's see how what fraction we get for 4 pixels anyway. So they all seem to end in 3 repeated. Okay, so what's next? We want the border style to be solid, and the color. Now we get into interesting territory. I'm hoping that these are the same colors that they use in the game, so I'm actually going to grab these color values here. And actually, this is going to change. Let's go back to the code. The color is actually going to change depending on which person it is. So I'm probably going to make a new block here. And let's go border top width instead of just border top. get rid of that. Paste this down here. So for the first team, they're going to be red team usually. I think I'll need to implement a feature where I can choose the team color in StreamEdit. But I haven't done that yet, so let's just assume that the first team is always going to be red for now. So let's go first child. And then we want the border color. Okay, let's change this to border color. And let's make it, let's find out exactly what color this red is. So let's go color meter. Okay, so this is an app on Mac computers. Basically you can determine what color something is. So it's not exactly consistent, it's like it's fluctuating between E9 and EA. That's probably to do with Twitch's or YouTube's compression. So should I go for E9 or EA? Seems blue value is always 4. E9 maybe. Okay. So let's go back to the code. So we want to go hash, was it E9? And then there's no green value, so that's 0, 0. And then the blue value is just 0, 4 from memory. So it's E90004. Yeah, it seems about right. E9 or EA, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so that's the Team 1 color there, done. Now let's get Team 2's color. So that's 0. It's fluctuating between 0A and 0B as well. So I'm just going to add an extra note here that says just EA can potentially be EA. And we'll copy this and put instead of first child here, we'll put last child. So that'll give us a selection of the second team instead of the first team. And this color is so it's 0A 69E7. Zero A 69E7. Okay, I think that's roughly right. And this one's fluctuating a lot on all of the values. We have between 0A and 0B, 6.9 and 6A, and E7 and E6. So we'll just make another copy here and make sure that we have those alternate values written down as well. A and E, was it E6? Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the red value as well, just in case that's slightly off. So it fluctuates between 0.3 and 0.4, but it's mostly 0.4, so I think it's pretty safe to assume that it's gonna be 0.4 in the actual game, unless YouTube's totally destroyed the colors. That wouldn't be good. Okay, let's go preview. That's not the right thing. What is this yellow color? So we have EDAD09. I think I can actually just copy this. So if I go Command Shift C, I can copy the color value. Command Shift C, and let's add a little note here in the code. Should we ever need to do a yellow team, let's put a new note here. Go yellow, or more accurately, team 3. So 3, and the color is that. And let's go player 4. Green color, 0DB321, and there's no compression artifacts here. This is all very consistent color, so that's good. 0DB321, doesn't matter, I can just copy and paste it anyway. So let's go player 4. Okay. Now that we have all the colors, that'll be good. Let's get the positions of the players. So now I think we need to add a new condition here for the singles event. Actually, the background color is always going to be fairly consistent, even though it looks like it's transparent slightly, like you can see through the background. So you can see through to the stage behind this black area here. If we did that, then you could see the name here shining through, so I think we're going to have to keep it opaque at the moment instead of transparent. What kind of color value are we getting on a mostly dark background here in this stage? Let's find out. Okay, so it's pretty much black. So from that, I can assume that it would be black if it weren't for the opacity. So I'm just going to put in the code here. With this background color. also going to put the position to absolute. This is going to prove to be a slight problem if I've already set the team to absolute. We'll come back to that later though, so let's actually, while I remember, let's go back up here and make sure it shows the player names here. So I'll get rid of this line that hides the player names, so they'll show up again. What have we got here? Where did I put that? Here we are. Okay. So we got position absolute. We also need to make box sizing and set this to border box so that the height will stay the same regardless of how thin or thick I make the border. What else we got? I think that's basically it for the global properties, and now we just need to save that and determine how far from the left or right this thing is. So let's go back here. Let's see how many pixels we got. Wow, that's player 2 actually. So it looks like it's 1220 by 1000 roughly. So let's quickly write that down. Uh, 1220 by 1000. Okay, so now we need to suss out for not just the game scene but also the singles event, which I've got down here. So when the scene is set to game and the event type is set to singles, make the, well, first I want to go the last child because this is player 2's dimensions. I want the left value to be I mean, really, I kind of want to go at relative values, so we can kind of play around with that actually. And that way we won't need to specify first child and last child here. Actually, we won't need to really specify this at all yet. So let's just save this and see what it looks like in the actual overlay. Let's go to the controller here and let's put it on the game scene. And let's refresh. Okay, so it's a bit hard to see when it's not zoomed in, so let's have a look at the preview. It's also quite hard to see whether or not the border shows up. Maybe I need to set the border style to be solid before it shows up. So let's check that out. So what happens when I set border style? Solid. Here we go. Okay. Okay, even though I've got only the border top width, it's given a border to everything. So I think I need to go border top style. Like that. Okay, so we've got a half decent looking thingo here. So let's copy this. Paste it in our actual code. Actually, I'll put it next to the other border stuff. Okay, another problem I noticed is that let's save this first. Okay, so it actually looks kinda half decent. But the problem is that the text is not centered. It's also too big. And I will actually go into the control here and I will rename these players to MK Leo and Zero just so we can get an accurate comparison. Okay, now let's go back to the code here. Let's put border style, text align. Set that to center. Save that. Let's check it out in the preview. Okay, so that's looking okay as well. I think the text is slightly too large. Also, I think the text is probably in a bold font as well. So I'm going to go back to the code. Actually, first I'm just going to take a quick break. I will be back momentarily. Okay, so I think the text size needs to be slightly smaller, so let's go text, what's it called, font size, I think, font size, here we are, let's go 0.9. I kind of forgot what I set the font size to begin with. It's 1.5 VW, interesting. That should be okay. So let's save that, and let's also put the font weight. Let's set that to bold. Save all that. Let's go preview. Okay, we're looking decently accurate to the official UI. I think the font size could stand to be slightly smaller, so let's go fix that. Let's go 0.85 maybe. Save. Check that out. Is that still too big? It might be slightly too big. The font is a much better match than I expected. It's like they used just the default sans serif font for Smash Bros. So now that we're fine-tuning adjustments, I think it's probably better to show it in the browser here. So let's go to the overlay editor. Let's refresh. I wonder if I can zoom in like this. Yes, that's good. Okay. So let's inspect this. And let's add some top and left values. So top 5 VW, 5.5, 5.7. Let's go 6. 6.1. 6.15, 6.12, 3, okay. So 6.1 seems to be the go. Let's find a left value. Is it like 3 VW maybe? That looks pretty accurate there. Let's go. Let's reduce the opacity just so we can see underneath. Uh, 0.5 maybe. Okay, so it looks like it's in the center. Interesting. So I'm probably going to need to add a margin on the left, or more accurately, padding. I think so. Padding left. I'll set that to. Let's just keep increasing it until it looks right. 2 VW. Looks very close. Let's adjust the font size as well. 0.82 maybe. 0.8. Let's add display none here just so we can toggle it on and off, just to see what it looks like. Nice. Looking pretty good. Let's turn this opacity off as well. Okay, so the font, I can tell, is actually not exactly correct, which is good to know that Smash Bros is using a slightly custom font, but it's going to make things harder for me if I want to replicate it. The font size still needs to be smaller, I think. So let's go 0.75. Looks slightly better. And the font spacing is also a lot more spread out. It's like the letters are closer together on the default font. But I think it's more or less in the correct position. And it's more or less looking okay. So I'm going to copy all this, paste it in the code. Convert these spaces to tabs. Okay, let's save this. Let's set the font size to 0.75 as well. Save, refresh. Okay, let's see if player 1 looks okay as well. Yeah, looks more or less in the right position. Let's inspect it just to see. Set the opacity to 0.5. Okay, so it looks like I might need to slightly adjust the left position here. Because if we go over to 0, let's inspect that. Set the opacity to 0.5. Looks like it lines up properly on the right hand side, so I'm going to inspect this once again. And let's find out where I position the whole player section here. Where do I position the whole team? I forgot. Player? Team, that's where I've got it. Okay, left is 17 VW, so let's go 16.9. 8 seems about right. How far can I zoom in here? That's as far as I can zoom. Yeah, so it seems like it's 16.8 VW. So let's go back to the code. Search for 17 VW. Change this to 16.8. Okay, so that's looking pretty decent. One thing to note is that I haven't done the so it gets kind of cropped off by the character portrait here, so I suppose I shall do that now. I think I can use the clip path attribute in CSS. Let's just try it out here in the browser first. So let's inspect this. Okay, so if I type clip path, okay, bye. Clip path. And I want it to be a polygon, I think. So if I go to 0, 0, 100%, 100%, I think that should be a valid configuration, so it doesn't seem to be doing anything if I change these values. Actually, I think I get why now, because it needs to be 0, 0, 0, 100%, 100% 0, and 100%, 100%. There we go, okay. That's given me some weird results, so I can assume that that means that it's supposed to be like this instead, maybe? Okay, that seems about right. So if I toggle this, okay, interesting. So kind of clips it off a little bit, even when it's supposed to be not 100%. That shouldn't be clipping anything. I wonder why that's happening. Is it because of the border? So if I remove the border width here, does that change anything with the clip path? Doesn't look like it does. Could be just because I'm zoomed in a lot. So we'll try working with it anyway, the way it is now. And I think I need to reduce this value here, so this will be like 20%. Nice, I think that's almost exactly right already. Or is it 25%? So it's a 25% decrease in width here. So I'm going to copy this whole section here, paste it into the code. Clean it up a bit as well. Okay, save that. Okay, so now it's getting clipped by the image there, which is good. As you can see, it's being cropped off, and player 1 should be the same deal. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that's looking all right. So if I turn the So I'll give you a look in full screen here, preview. Looks almost like it's part of the UI, impressive. So what I'll actually do is remove the reference image and save. And then I'll refresh this And now I can turn this off, and you can see the difference between the actual reference and what I've done so far in CSS. So that's pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna go take a quick break, and I will be back. Okay, so now I think I need to do it for doubles as well as singles. So let's have a look at what happens when I change the overlay to doubles. Let's add some players in here. Okay, interesting. So it looks like the 0 player there is in the complete wrong position. And let's see what happens if I add more players here. So let's go. Actually, 0 is on this team now. We have Abadango and Plop. Who's the Samus player? Armado. Wow, so many big names. Actually, I think Abadango might have been on my stream before because he went to BAM. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's turn the overlay back on. What have we got here? So, looks like Abadango is in the complete wrong position. He hasn't even got an overlay. And I mean, Plop is in the wrong position. 0 is in the wrong position, and Armada, you can't even see him, so let's change that. Okay, so let's figure out where. Firstly, let's have a look at the code we currently have. Where is it? Here it is. It's the big old block. This is what it took to do those little UI elements. So what have we got? So for each person's name, they get put at a top position of 6.1 and a left position of 8. So that means I need to put each player at a different left position, I think. So let's find out where I put the player's left position. Okay, so here it is, and I've just said to completely ignore the teams event, which is suboptimal. Let's see if I put it anywhere else. Okay. So down here I've got the scores for the teams, but that's kind of irrelevant. So here we have, yeah, it looks like I've just completely ignored the teams event. So I think what I need to do is, where is that code that I was just writing? It's right underneath, so that's convenient. So let's grab, okay, let's grab this stuff. One thing I could see running into issues is I've defined the right position as instead of the left position here. And I've got nth child too, so I'll just change that to last child, just to make things a little more consistent. So it's last child. Let's go, what is it? I swear I was like defining the left position, but that was for player 1, wasn't it? So player 2, I'm doing the right position, but I think I would convert that to a left position. So before we move on to teams, let's go and move something on the singles event. Let's go back here. Refresh. Oh, I gotta turn the reference image back on first. Okay, so let's find this team and let's get the position in terms of left instead of right. So let's go, I think here I've got the team, and instead of right we're going to put left. So what would it be, like 55 VW mainly? Yeah, that was pretty accurate guess. Looks like here's the edge of where it needs to go, and here's the edge of where here's the edge of where it is, here's the edge of where it needs to go. So let's go 55.5. Yeah, that's very close. 0.4, 0.3, 0.4 seems very accurate. So we have the left position now. Let's copy that. Ugh. Okay, let's paste that in the actual code. Here we are. So we'll get rid of this right position and replace it with a left position here. So that's for singles. Now I think we can move on to doubles. So let's go to the browser. Let's add some players here. I think it was Armada and Zero versus Abadungo and Plup. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a one-sided team at all. Definitely not. Let's refresh this. Okay, so this is what we got so far. We have Zero's name obviously overriding Armada's, and we have Plup's name overriding Abadungo's. I don't know why this is here. That's probably actually his Twitter and Twitch, so we want to hide them on the player screen, which I'm not sure why they're not hidden already. Actually, I might have an idea of why. Let's go to the code screen. Here I've only hidden the Twitter, but I need to hide the Twitch and YouTube as well. Save that. Let's refresh this. Alright, perfect. Looks like if we go to the browser section, those Twitter and YouTube data have gone from this scene, but the player names are still in the wrong positions, so let's get to work on that. Okay, so I've got, here's the singles positions. Now I need to make the doubles positions different. So I think instead of defining, first I need to actually define the width for, if we go to the preview, the width that encompasses both players in a team. So which would be actually, I think I might have thought of an easier way to do this. Let's go back to the code. So for each team, I'm giving it a specific width, which is 17.1% of the width of the whole overlay. But what I can actually do is make the width of each team exactly 50% of the whole overlay. And that way, I could position the players in different positions within the team. And that would make things easier. However, that would assume potentially that the overlay is symmetrical, which I'm not sure it exactly is. Like if we go to preview and turn on the singles here, like is Snake the same left position away from the middle as Sheik is from the actual middle of the screen? Who knows? We'll find out. So I will go back to the code here. And let's make this 50 VW instead. What should I make the height? What if I were to go, so the width of the overlay is 1920, the height is 1080, so what's half of 1080? 540. So let's go 540. What is that? Divided by 56.25. And that will give us the percentage of the width, how high it is, I think. So 9.6 VW, that doesn't seem right. Well, at the moment it's 9.7, but I think I think I've done the calculation wrong. So 540. How do I get that in terms of the width instead of the height? Hello, Lake DK. Basically, I'm trying to replicate. If I go here in the preview, you see how the text in the bottom left says 0 and also MK Leo. So 0 is the text that I've made with CSS, and MK Leo is actually the player that's playing on the screen. So I'm making an overlay for Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I'm making it so that it works for singles and doubles and a bunch of different scenes, and still in the early stages at the moment. So let's keep going. So it's 540 pixels, so what is that divided by 1920? 28% of the width. I think that's just the easiest calculation. So I'll times that by 100 as well. 28.125% of the width. So let's plug that in there. And let's set it so that it only happens on the games scene. Actually, yeah, I'm using Sublime. I could technically just make it 100% of the height, and that way I wouldn't need to change it between scenes, hopefully. So yeah, I'll probably do that. So let's grab how high the overlay is here. Copy that. And I'll paste that here. I'll make the top 0. I mean, really, I could just go like display flex and like go make it so that they're both exactly 50% of the width, but I think I want it to be more exact in case I want to put like more absolutely positioned elements. So I'm gonna just put that to 0, and the left value for the second team needs to be my voice sounds awesome. Wow, thank you. That's an interesting compliment. Are you talking about my accent or my voice? I'll make this exactly 50% of the width of the overlay. Alright, cool. I just realized I'm not even using this section at all, but commenting it out. Okay, I think that's going to screw with all the positions of everything, but I'm going to check that anyway. Did I turn the reference image back on? No, I did not. Let's do that. Save, refresh. Yeah, I am definitely into web dev. It's what I do most of my work with these days. Why is this reference image not even... what is happening here? Why is the left position... wait. Why is this even here? The left position should be 0. Let's save that. Okay, cool. What is ML, by the way? I'm sure if I think hard enough, I could probably guess what it is. Wait, what's going on with let's zoom back out for a second. Let's make sure the top and left values are 0 here. Top 0, left 0. Machine learning, yes. The classic computer science subject. That's cool. Do you do machine learning for Android? Or is that a separate thing that you do? Anyway, so now it looks like that I've kind of put the names and whatnot way too high, which is fine. Let's fix that now. Actually, the best way would probably just to use inspect element in the browser. So I want to position the player what kind of elements do I have on the player? I have the character, the person, and this, and whether or not they're defeated. So I think I should use the player instead of the person for positioning. Okay, yeah, I do both actually. Full stack. Wow. So this overlay software, Stream Editor, I made that, which needed a back end, but at the moment I'm just working on front end. The back end is in PHP at the moment, but I'm considering learning Node because it just seems like it's better for multitasking and stuff. And I'm also more familiar with JavaScript, even though PHP is pretty easy as well. Let's inspect this player, and let's put the let's grab those values what I was using before. Well, the thing I think about Squarespace and Wix is that they're probably a better thing for like regular people to use rather than getting an actual like web developer to make your website. Just because a web developer is just going to use like a template anyway, more or less, if they want to get like efficient websites out there for clients. But for more like specialized stuff that actually needs functionality of the website that's specific and like stuff that Squarespace can't do, then I think web development is still going to be quite prominent, but not as much for commissions from clients and stuff. But also, like, even if that stuff takes over, you can go and work for Squarespace or Wix, can't you? There's a solution. Not sure everyone would want to do that, but it's an option. But no, I actually think that they're a good thing for regular people. So let's grab those values I was using earlier. And see if they're correct at all. Now I think I have to uncomment this stuff, don't I? Potentially? No? Okay, let's just add a new section here. When did I start streaming? On this channel I started like less than a week ago, I think. But on my other channel, Tournameta, I've been streaming for like 3 years, which is basically where you'll see this overlay in action once it's complete. So I want to go players and not teams here. Okay, so the player's position should be top. Like 30. Save that. Basically, just because I think it's a different audience, like people who watch actual video game tournaments are probably not going to be a large percentage of them probably aren't going to be interested in development and stuff. Even though some of them would be, it's just a way to keep people from going, oh, what's this on this channel? I don't know. Better unfollow. So we'll see whether it was a good decision or not to separate the channels. Okay, so I want to go the event to be not teams here. I'm not employed as a web developer at the moment, so I'm kind of just working on this most of the time. But more or less, I can't say I do this exactly full time, but I spend quite a bit of time on it. Let's go players. I want that to be I think the top value should be the same regardless of what event type it is. Actually, I graduated last year from college in multimedia and IT, and and I've just been working on this stuff since then. Probably have to get a job eventually if this stuff doesn't work out. Okay, so let's remove that. The top value is going to be the same no matter what, but the left value is going to be different if it's teams versus singles or crews. So I want to have one section for teams and one section for not teams. Let's save that, and then we can use inspect element over here. Are you congratulating me on graduating? Well, thank you anyway. Yeah, pretty much only Smash Bros. On the other channel. I could look into streaming more fighting games as well, potentially, but at the moment, since Ultimate's going to come out in a couple months, I'll probably stick with that. That's interesting. The position didn't change. Did I not refresh properly? So I haven't set the position to be absolute. That'll probably help. Save that, refresh. I do not even have a Nintendo Switch yet, but I do intend to get one very soon before the game comes out. Basically, I've just been waiting for a good deal, because I know Black Friday is like, I'm not sure what exact date it is this year, but there was a pretty good deal last year on Black Friday for Nintendo Switch. But with Ultimate coming out, I don't know if they'll do that again. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So we got player. I think I need to make the player a specific height and width, potentially. Or, you know what, I think would it be better to do attributes on the player or on the player's, everything inside the player, so it's children? Actually, it's probably better to have the children all be like standardized, and it's like the player name is always this much away from the parent, instead of having to position every single name and etc. So I am going to need to put the players as a specific thing. I'm actually in Australia, which we kind of adopted Black Friday. It's becoming more prominent in the past couple of years, so everything is becoming more like America. And everything is not cheap here. It's more expensive, but if you factor in like the exchange rate and stuff, and taxes, it tends to be about the same anyway. I think since the top value is going to be exactly the same, would that mean if I set, okay, let's go back to the code. if I set each player to be exactly 25% of the width, then I won't have to adjust the left values at all. And I could just say that set the first player left value to 12.5. That's okay. I'm from Queensland, which is kind of the upper right part of Australia, if you're looking on a map. And the main city's Brisbane, where I play in. Well, I don't really play that much more these days, but I stream the tournaments there. So if it's not teams, then 12.5 will be good. Otherwise, I want it to be 0, I think. For the first child, I want it to be 0. Oops. And for the last child, I want it to be 25. Yeah, I think we're still part of the monarchy. There's some talk of getting independence, you know, happens every 5 years or something, but it never eventuates. So yeah, I suppose Queensland is named after the Queen, as is Victoria, which is another state in Australia. So if I save that, and then I go find the player name, which is already here. I can set the top and left values, and hopefully they'll all line up if the layout is symmetrical, which I'm hoping Nintendo makes things symmetrical. Oh, it's already looking slightly better. They're already spaced out up here. Well, I should change the scene. So we got the names spaced out properly, which is a good sign. Let's switch back to singles for now. And let's get the positions correct. What type of role does the Queen play? Well, I think there's a very loose role. So basically, the Governor General is the Queen's. They kind of decide everything for the Queen, but like maybe the Queen can override them or something. But basically, the Governor General, if we want to pass like some very big law or something, we probably have to get permission from the Governor General. I don't know how it works, but we kind of have a loose association with the Governor General and stuff. Very specific explanation, I know. Where are you from, by the way, Lake DK? Probably like a quick Google search will let you know more than I can about how our government works. Okay, let's go 12.234. That seems about right. And the top value should be around 52.2 or 1.5. 1.5 seems pretty accurate. So now the moment of truth, is the left one, is the blue one going to be in the right position? It is not. It is nowhere near the right position. Good stuff. Okay, why is that? Let's just copy these values anyway. Ah, you're from Denmark. How are things going in Denmark? Got a very specific question. Okay, let's go to the code, let's paste in these values here. Also, another question for you. Tabs versus spaces. Which side are you on? If you're familiar with Sublime, you'll know which side I'm on. The tech scene in Australia? Jeez, probably not that good comparably to other countries. We kind of like piggyback off of America. Wait, that doesn't sound good. Is the Europe stuff have anything to do with the EU, or is that a totally separate issue that affects the UK mainly? Why aren't you zooming in? Zoom! Okay, so one thing that's noteworthy here is that even though it's in the wrong position, it's kind of like the left value is kind of lined right up on the edge there, but it's not exactly lined up, so that's also kind of bad. I don't know why it's so different. They should be like at least almost the same. Probably because it's like, so here's the middle line of the overlay, and instead of dividing it 50-50 where one of them's like on 25%, one of them's on 75%, it's got more like 33 and 66%. That's my assumption anyway. So should I make it different? so it's not split down the middle exactly. Hot dog or not hot dog? Well, if we're talking about actual hot dogs here, I'm gonna go not hot dog. I'm not a big fan. But if you're talking about something else, you better let me know which one's which. Okay, so how would I fix this? Okay, just to get a general idea, I'm probably going to switch it to doubles. Get rid of the reference image for now. And then have a look at the preview. So everything's a little too far to the left at the moment. I think I might have to upload another reference image for doubles, just so I can play around with inspect element. Yeah, I've seen some of Silicon Valley, the show. I quite liked it, but there's not much of an easy way for me to watch it because I don't have like Netflix or anything. So we've only seen like the first season, I think. I'm assuming you're referring to the tabs versus spaces argument, but I don't know which one's which in the hot dog versus not hot dog. TJ Miller left. Wow. I don't know much about the later seasons anyway, so I don't know what kind of role he plays in them. But man, let's upload another image. Doubles. Hot dog or not hot dog? Should I do it right now? Wait, why didn't that work? Error. Error? I probably don't have the permissions or something. Some BS like that. Alright, I'm gonna look this up. You've convinced me. I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Just you watch.
Wow, Dinesh, this front-end design looks great.
Thank you.
Nice work.
What's in that? That is a burrito for the test. Good to know.
Oh. Let him have it. Guilfoyle thought he was too good to work on seafood, and now he's about to lose a fortune.
Okay.
Ready for test.
After you, milady.
Oh, this is weird. Mia just texted me good luck with the demo. Did any of you guys tell her about this?
Your hacker girlfriend wouldn't happen to know the model of our router, would she?
Yeah, actually, she complimented your choice.
Why didn't you say anything?
Why would I tell you? She said something nice about you.
Damn it. We have to assume she's everywhere.
Okay, it's ready.
Please, God.
Is this the right scene?
What would you say if I told you there is an app on the market?
We're past that part. Just demo it.
Okay. Let's start with a hot dog.
Holy shit! Yeah, it works!
Oh, motherfuck!
Huzzah!
Jin Yang, my beautiful little Asiatic friend. I'm going to buy you the palapa of your life. We will have 12 posts, braided palm leaves. You'll never feel exposed again.
I'm gonna be rich. Fuck you, Guilfoyle. Do pizza.
Yes, do pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Hot dog.
Not
Oh,
hot
you got it
dog.
right.
Wait, what the fuck?
That's it? It only does hot dogs?
No, and a not hot dog.
Give it to me. Jin Yang, motherfuck. I gave you the ability to spin gold, and instead you spun pubic hair with shit in it and gravel and corn.
Hold on. Jin Yang's actually put together a pretty good classifier, you know? I mean, the core tech is valid, it just needs to be trained.
So, what he did for hot dogs, he needs to repeat for every food in existence.
No, that's a very boring work. It's a scraping the internet for thousands of food pictures. You can hire someone else.
We can't, because we just spent a big fat stack of cash on little Dinesh over here. And there are other expenses. Legal, marketing, operating fees, those goddamn AWS charges. Fucking Bezos. And so, we do not have the funds to hire scut workers to do your scraping for you. And thus, you will scrape the internet. You and you alone.
I'm sorry, the time to back out was before you signed the term sheet. I'm gonna tell Lori that this was a smashing success. Go make it one.
Eric was right. You're a white witch.
Yeah.
What season is this in? Anyway, I know about those AWS charges. Well, I don't know about them yet, but I'm still on the free tier of AWS, and I think that expires this month for me, so I'm gonna get charged for my web services soon. Let's see if I can add a reference image. Okay, let's find the folder. Here we are. Oh, you're talking about like AWS credits or something? Requires a username and password. Or did I just remove the image? Why is this happening? if I copy this and paste this here. Okay, now it works. Okay. Okay. Oh, I need to type in my password to rename a file. I think I should just change the permissions of the whole folder. Okay, let's refresh. Let's see if it showed up. Alright, cool. We have another reference image. So let's add that here. Save. Refresh. Okay. Seems like the names get progressively further to the left, which is interesting. Sounds like something wrong on my end. Okay, so each player should take up 25% of the width. And I think first child left is 0, that's good. Last child left is 25, I think that's good as well. Even though they're kind of bunched in the middle, so that's not going to work that well either. I'm either going to have to like reverse engineer exactly how much padding they have on the left and right and exactly what values they use, or I'm just going to have to type in the pixel values manually for each name, which both of those kind of sound like they suck. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment. I'm gonna take a quick break. Okay, so maybe setting each player to the exact width of the actual, so from the left of the character to the right of each name. That's how wide I should make each player. So let's do that now. I think I already did that last time. Wherever that is. So instead of making it 25%, I should make it... Actually, I could get the exact ratio here. Let's see how wide this is. Okay, so it looks like it's 328 pixels. So what is that as a percentage? $328 divided by 1920. It's always with the 3 repeateds at the end. Okay, let's go. Where have I defined this width? Actually, one thing I also didn't check is whether or not this 50% midline actually cuts off any of the players. So it's 960. Okay. Well, that's something at least. So it looks like it does this when it's split down the middle. It doesn't cut off any of the players on the right. You got $100 in AWS credits. Are you sure you don't want to just use that yourself? Because that's quite a bit. Okay, so let's find out. First I'll copy this. Hello, Lovendat.J, welcome. Okay, let's go. I've got each player is currently 25 VW wide. Let's change that. Dude, I have no idea how long AW credits last. Because I'm still on the free tier, I haven't even had to pay for anything of AWS yet. But the free tier expires after a year. But I think should probably save that if you ever want to use it in the future. Because since AWS is probably taking over the whole web soon enough, give everything we own to Jeff Bezos. In return, he gives us fantastic services. Loving that, Jay. Are you a developer as well, or are you just browsing around on Twitch? Let's find out. Okay, so I have to find the width of a player here. Where is actually, I should probably turn on the background color once again, just so I get an idea. Are you this or this? Yes. Where are you from, my dude? Yes. Nah, okay. I actually get what you're saying now. You're saying yes to both of my questions. Browsing around on Twitch, and you're a developer. Cool. What type of stuff do you develop? Let's find... Ugh, God. Here we go. Okay. So let's see exactly how high each player is. So I'm gonna go probably from the bottom of this diamond and the top of the diamond as well. So it seems to be roughly 159 pixels. That doesn't seem like a whole number. Let's see if this image is any different. Okay, I'm gonna say it's roughly 160 pixels. So what is 160 divided by 1920? These decimal places, they always end in 3 repeated. Let's times that by 100. It's 8.3333. Is Baltimore just like the biggest city in Maryland? And you're just taking an educated guess? Okay, so the height and the width should be fine. Let's set the background color. Black, and let's save that. Maybe we'll turn the opacity down as well. 50% or 0.5. Save. Okay, so here are the... Okay, I keep forgetting to switch to this scene. I should turn back the automatic scene switcher back on. So this is the area for a player. So I want to reposition these. Why isn't it... Oh, okay. Let's go back to the code. And let's put in... So I think I've got the top position of the name here instead of for the player. So let's turn this one off as well. I think these will be more accurate now. So top position has been set. Let's save that. I'm going to turn the scene switcher back on. So now all I have to do is click on the browser and wow, the scene changes. Oh. So I think I found your favorite word. Loving that, Jay. Is it yes? Okay, let's reposition these boxes now. Let's change this top value. I'll check that out. So it looks roughly correct for the top value. If we zoom in a bit more, seems pretty legit. .46. Yeah, I think 46.15 is pretty accurate. So let's adjust that here. Save that. My name is Jet. J-E-T-T. So, the left positions of these black boxes, they're pretty darn inconsistent from what I can see. So, this one in particular seems very accurate. This one's too far to the left, this one's too far to the right, and so is this one. So, what's going on here? I don't know much about Fallout, but that is how you pronounce Jet. It's not spelt exactly the same. I've got 2 T's in my name. What character is Jet in Fallout? I know there's a Jet in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know if he's the coolest guy. Want to be associated with him. Kind of wanted to kill a whole town at one point. Let's find out why these boxes are not positioned correctly. It's not a person, it's just a thing. It's like a drug. Interesting. So you take it to, so you can jet off of the ground and into the sky. So at the moment I have set each team to have a width of 50%. So that means it divides down the middle here. I think I've set each player to be exactly, what was it, 12.5. Okay, so I've set the left to be 0. on the first player, left to be 25 on the second player. So that means the overlay is completely like asymmetrical. So that just makes my life harder. And maybe it's because there is a certain amount of padding on the left. Red Dead Redemption 2, I have not seen much of that either. I'm mainly into like Nintendo stuff. Is it got a lot of improvements from the first Red Dead Redemption? I'd imagine the graphics would be a lot better. Okay, so what happens if just a moment. Okay. Like The Witcher 3 all over again. I've heard good things about The Witcher 3. Don't know much about it myself. I'm not very knowledgeable on most video games, unfortunately. Okay, let's... Man, it sounds like "let's" is my favorite word, because I've been saying that way too much lately. I'm just gonna put in absolute positionings for all of these, because I don't know if I'll be able to like put find the exact padding and like the best way to like structure it. So for now I'm just gonna put yeah, you're critiquing my water drinking technique. Let's see. I'll make sure to stick up my pinky next time. Okay, let's just put some absolute positionings here. So let's inspect this. And let's go... I keep saying let's. Let's set the left left position to 10 BW. That's way too much. I think maybe like 3.5 seems pretty good for player 1. So I'm gonna go over here and go select for the teams event. And the first team. So I'm gonna need to copy this. And change this to teams. Then, so this is the first team, first player. I've been into Nintendo since I was like 4 years old, because I had a Nintendo 64. Loved Super Mario 64 and Smash Bros 64, so And then the next console I got was a PS2, and that's when I was, you know, growing up. I was into a bunch of what do they call it, licensed games like Spider-Man and Harry Potter and Scooby-Doo. So the PS2 was good for that stuff. And then I moved back to the Wii and the Wii U, and stuck with Nintendo since. This is a keyboard. That is correct. I'll just connect my chatbot, and you can use !keyboard to find out what this is. Hey. Let's go. So 3.5 VW was the first one. Yes, I'm still not quite used to this keyboard yet, so that's why I'm kind of like drifting over to the left-hand side a bit, where I have a regular keyboard. And then there's shortcut keys over here as well on my tablet. But yeah, this is like a very strange keyboard. Helps prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. So that's the first team, first player. Next, we want to go first team, last player. Which would be basically correct already. Let's find out what position this is. 25. So let's copy this. Probably just get rid of these. Alright, cool. Thanks, Lake DK. Come back for some later streams. I'll be sure to mod you, because you seem pretty trustworthy. Okay, let's go. That's pretty good. We got the first player and the second player of Team 1. Now let's look at Team 2. Let's inspect this one. Wait, what the heck's going on here? The left position is 0. That doesn't make any sense. So if I make the left position like negative 5 VW, why is that happening? Because I swear I like determined the midpoint. Like, okay, so I'm gonna zoom out here, and I'm gonna go find what is it? 1920 divided by 2 is 960. So 960 is right here, to the left of Pac-Man's image. This blue dot is where 1960 is. Sorry, 960. But for some reason, I have, when the left position is 0, from the middle, it thinks the middle is here. Have I screwed up with the background image? Is it not in the right position? Or have I got some other strange inconsistency somewhere? So the team here. Wait. Oh, I've still got this stuff activated. What? This has been screwing with me the whole time. So let's copy this. Let's find out where I've defined this. Okay, so let's get rid of all this, I suppose. Let's comment it all out. Save. Refresh. Okay, this is looking a heck of a lot different. What other stuff have I got? Okay, so I'm positioning the score here, that's fine. I'm doing the commentators here, that's also fine. Okay, we got we also want to have this probably be on all events and not just the teams event. Just checking through everything here to make sure I haven't got something else that'll screw up everything. This is on a Mac. Okay, this is looking slightly better now. Now I wonder if I remove this stuff. Will it be better now that I've removed the inconsistencies? Looks like I'm gonna have to redo the positionings now. Inspect. Let's set the left value here. So 8 point. 8.6 seems to be about right. 0.6. Next. Am I into LOL? You mean laughing out loud? Of course I am. Or do you mean League of Legends, in which case? No, I'm not. I'm friends with a lot of people who are into LOL, though. Very popular game, so that's a pretty high chance. So, 29.6. 0.7, 8. I reckon 29.8 should be pretty good. Now let's do this one. Alright, good. And now at least a positive left value nets a positive left result. So 1.2. Say 1.1 seems pretty good. Let's use this keyboard. The 1 key. 1.1. There we go. And let's set this as well. 0.5. I have 6 viewers. Nice. I think that's a record for this channel now. Welcome everybody. Okay, let's I think it's 22.5, is that okay? 22.4. It's kinda hard to tell. I ripped these images off of a stream that Nintendo did, and the bitrate is not high enough to show the exact edges of the UI. So I have to kind of get it mostly right until I actually get the game in December. Okay, so those values should be okay for now. Let's refresh. Very good. So now I just have to reposition the names. So let's inspect this. Where's the name? Where's the left position? 4.3. It's kind of off the screen. Let's see if I can scroll down. Okay, 7. .3 is pretty close. 4.4 seems to be very accurate. Okay, if this turns out to work, I can get rid of the grey outline. I don't know why the padding seems to have changed. Oh, the padding's different on a shorter name than a longer name. Okay, well, let's just try to make it so that the padding lines up with the very top corner of this UI element. So where's padding? Padding's down here. So 2.4. Let's go 3. See now, Abadango's name is pretty much in line with where it should be, but Plup's name is way out. So again, I don't know what kind of jank they've got going on with this symmetry. Oh wait. Wait. Plup's whole rectangle is wrong. Okay, let's fix that. $22.4, not 24.4. Where's that? Here we are. Save. Mind anime. Does Avatar: The Last Airbender count as an anime? If so, yes. If not, then I haven't really seen many other anime. I watched One Piece when I was a kid and loved it. Apparently it's still going, it's up to like 800 episodes or something. Is he still looking for the fruits? I highly doubt it. Okay, now the positionings look a lot better. And looks like the padding is quite good as well. So what is the padding? Currently 2.4. Where have I got the padding? Actually, it could stand to be a little more padded. Because this is a short name, this is a long name, and they both kind of end after they should. So let's add some more padding here. 2.6, 2.7, 3? 3 seems like the go. And let's have a look. Now that seems to be pretty accurate because that yellow section there is the padding and it kind of lines up with the diagonal of the character portrait, so that's good. So I want the padding to be 3%. Alright, cool. The font is not exactly correct, as you can see, but I'll get to that in a later stream probably. But for now, the UI looks pretty consistent. So I'm going to turn off these boxes for the player names for now. Here, background color black and opacity, turn them off. And then save that, and now we refresh. Okay, now I can kind of get more accurate positionings here as well, because it looks like it overextends a little bit. And also it's not quite high enough. So top should be 6, 5.9, 5.95, 5.96. That seems alright. And the left value should be 4.8. So 6 and 4.8 it seems. Alright, now that looks pretty consistent. So I can actually, what I can do is turn off the reference image, go to the preview scene, and I can turn off and on the overlay. So as you can see, the names, the background isn't transparent on my version, and that's because I kind of want to cover up the name in the background. I don't want it shining through. But it's looking mostly accurate, except for the font, which I need to find a replica of. Don't know how I'm going to do that. I might just have to search a bunch of fonts. See which one looks accurate, unless someone can like data mine the game within the first day. Or the smarter thing to do is probably to check the website and see what font they use on there, see whether it's the same font. It'd be kind of a miracle if it was, but worth a try. Anyway, so I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. Now I just gotta do singles, which has different positionings for the names. So let's go to the controller and let's change this event type to singles. I think the players were NK Leo and Zero. Yeah, so the positionings are way off, but that's okay. Let's turn back on the reference image, but let's rename it reference, because this is the name of these singles image. So let's refresh now. So we got Zero, he's way over here when he should be over here. So let's fix that. Okay. I think I can copy this, and this will say if the event is not set to teams, then each player will be 12.5% away from its team parent position. So instead of that, I want to position each player individually, because it's not perfectly symmetrical. So that means I want to grab this to get the first player, paste that here. The AWS free trial lasts for a year. But you can only use certain services and certain like tiers of power. the lowest tier, but it works fine for what I'm doing. But I think it's not that much money anyway on the lowest tier after the free trial expires, so I should be okay. We'll find out anyway. Hey Ben, welcome to the stream. Gonna get to see what it looks like in a moment. First I need to adjust some values here. And let's grab the last player, put it here, save that, refresh. Okay, so now I can position each player properly. I thought I set each team to be the second team to start 50% of the way in. That's weird. Oh, I've set it only to do that when it's the doubles event, so let's remove that. So save that, refresh. Okay, so MK layers there, 0, where did 0 go? Ah, he's over here, and it's covering up this part here. I got tricked by my own replica. I thought this was the actual game part, but it's the thing that I made. Wow. Okay, let's position these properly. Let's find the left position. Actually, the left position is not showing up. Oh, of course. That's because I've set it to the last player of the first team instead of the first player of the last team. I am into a very specific podcast at the moment called Hello Internet, because I quite like the two hosts. They have their own YouTube channels, and it's a pretty good podcast. I would recommend. So teams, let's make sure that it's the first team, and let's copy this, put it down here, and then I've not heard of reply all. Tell me about it. Let's refresh. Okay, now let's position things. Wait, the left value still isn't showing up? What have I done wrong? The event is not set to teams. The first team. This is the problem here. I need to add a specific player instead of all players. Now refresh. Is it still not there? That's because it's the player name and not the player. Man, I'm good at this, trust me. Actually, no, I did it right. I'm just looking at the wrong element. Here we are. Here's the left position. It's finally showed up. Okay, let's adjust this now until we get it right. 20%? Interesting. So it looks like they've put the left position of the character portrait to be 20% away from the very leftmost position. Every segment is different. Sometimes they have like a tech problem, and then sometimes it's about decoding a specific meme and telling what it's about. That sounds pretty interesting, actually. I may have a look at that. Reply all. Are the hosts known for anything else, or is it just the podcast that they do? So, left 20%. That's pretty good stuff. It's like Nintendo have actually chosen a half decent value to put to make my life easier. Player, wait. Is that 8.5%? Cool. So the first player is 20% away from the left, and the second player is 8.5% away from the middle. So let's refresh that. They were well known because of another podcast. They stopped that other podcast? Comedy Bang Bang. No, I haven't heard of that either. Is that their other podcast? Okay. So now, I think... Okay, their podcast is called TLDR. I can turn off the reference image. Save that. And now I can show what it looks like, the player names without the reference image. And I can switch it to doubles. Teams. Let's add some random players. 0. Like, who is 0? Pull up and Armada. Conversations with people who hate me. No, I haven't heard of that. I'm somewhat new to the podcast world, if these are all podcasts. Okay, let's check out if the doubles are still in the right position. Looks like they are. Well, that's looking pretty good. Yeah. Thanks, Ben. Kind of just copying Nintendo at this point. But I'll add a bit of my own flair soon in future streams. I'm just using the default Apple Podcasts app on iPhone, basically. Wow, it looks like the music ran out. I've been streaming for quite a while. Yeah, I'm just kind of experimenting. Well, I mean, I'll probably... So here's the thing. When people type in their tags in Ultimate, their tags appear in the actual game down near the player icons. And a question I have is, can I trust anyone to enter their actual tag in the game instead of picking some random meme tag? So I'm kind of like prepping for just in case they're a bit rebellious and they want to put in a different tag. But yeah, it's kind of just kind of replicating what they've got at the moment. There's also you see that round in the top left corner? I kind of want to replicate something similar to that for the rounds. Any other podcasts I like? There's this other one, because I have another internet profile where I make stop motion animations with Lego, and they have a podcast about what they're called brick films, and so it's called the World of Brick Films podcast, and it's pretty interesting to me because I have made brick films. So yeah, should I do a little bit more this stream? How long have I been going? 2 hours and 40 minutes? Well, at the moment the scores are kind of in a whack position, so I'll just quickly make sure that the scores are closer down to the players than they are right now. So let's have a look at that. Interesting. I don't even seem to set the top position for the scores. So let's do that here. Let's go top. Is it like 30 VW? Yeah, so the two podcasts that I like are kind of techie. But yeah, I would say my genre of podcast would be techie. The doodad in the bottom left, you mean this bad boy, is a keyboard. It's exclamation mark keyboard in the chat. Basically, if you I've got the scene switcher on at the moment, but if you type a letter, you put like both of them up is M, both of them to the sides is E, and it helps prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. So let's see if the scores are in the right position yet. Nope, not quite. Let's adjust it in the browser. So it's more like 40. Yeah, most of the time when I listen to podcasts, I'm like driving, so making me crash is probably a great idea. Nah, what was it called? You said Reply All. Is that a comedy-based podcast? Seemed like it. If they deconstruct memes, I can't imagine that not being funny. Okay, let's turn back the reference image back on. I almost freaked out. I thought something had changed even though I changed nothing, but I've just still got it set to doubles even though it's on the singles reference image. Everything is fine. Let's just position this score properly. I'm also thinking of doing the scoreboard grid kind of like it looks like it's part of the game as well. So maybe like coming out of the left where this MK Leo name is, I'm gonna have like the 1, 2, 3 for like best of 5, etc. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. So at the moment I've just got number scores. So 44, is that the right? Let's just say 43. Where's the score anyway? Let's go 44. Okay. Actually, I think I might have heard of Never Not Funny before. That one rings a bell. Okay. Man, I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard that I've lost control of the wheel, but will it be worth it for the best laugh of all time? Okay, let's have a look at the preview. Okay. Right, because it's still on doubles. Alright, I forgot to turn off the reference image. Cool. Save. Refresh. Okay. No, that's not exactly the right position for the scores, but at least it's not at the top of the screen anymore. And let's change the event to singles. And have a look at the preview. Oops. Wait, what? The scores? Why? What have I done? They didn't go down. That's because it's only on the teams event. I'm good. Also, actually, what? Why have I only defined this for the teams event? Let's change that. YouTube would never take over traditional media. It's the same with podcasts. Are you talking about like replacing radio? Because yeah, that's pretty much inevitable. Okay, let's have a look at the preview now. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I swear I already Oh, now I know. Now I know what's happening, because I used to have the scores relative to the player names, but now I have them relative to the whole team. So I'm gonna have to add a little extra clause here for the not teams event, or singles, and crew battles. That's a different event. So let's find where I put... Where is this? Okay, when it's not the teams event, I want to have these scores in different positions. Okay, let's have a look. Have I turned the reference image back on? I have not. Let's do that first. Refresh. This is kind of unnecessary since I'm gonna like change what the score looks like anyway, but I'm just gonna do these values temporarily for now. Okay, 19 for, what was it, player singles, player 1. Okay, so was it 19? Let's go here. Have a look at this. Oh, I've set the right value instead of the left value. Let's change that. Doing everything from the left now. Eight. Let's set it left. So I was thinking, like, you know how it's got like a black and then it's got like a blue border at the top? So I was either thinking of extending this whole bar so that it's kind of like sticking out a little bit on this side, like this, and have like the score grid kind of like I have now on the overlay. Or I could have it like sticking up where I've got the scores at the moment, so like sticking out of the corner here. So yeah, I haven't quite decided that. And then it kind of like opens the bag in the doubles event. It's kind of like, which player am I gonna put the score next to? Like the first player or the middle player? No, I don't really listen to audiobooks, actually. Partly because I don't want to pay for Audible. Even though there's so many deals and stuff with sponsoring podcasts and YouTubers, and text this number, text this code to 500 500 and you'll get your 30-day free trial for Audible. So yeah, I haven't really listened or read many books in ages, actually. What about you? What are your favorite books, like DK? I think that should be good for singles scores. That's roughly correct. Yeah, it looks alright. And let's set it back to doubles. Band of Brothers. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. It's about war, isn't it? Whoa, who's this guy teaming with Plup? Look at that. Oh, look at, you've still got you got your 411 infiltrating the layout because I haven't removed that yet. Sorry, man, it's gotta go. Okay, scores. Well, first I gotta change the reference image. Doubles. Save that. now. He's crying. Oh, maybe I'll add him back. Things I do for this community, dude. Okay, let's so I can do that, let's kind of just remove the crews for now so that they don't show up, because I haven't handled that in the overlay yet. So let's type crew. I think that'll be good enough to remove it. Hey, there he is. You're playing villager. Okay, so these scores, where should I position them? Let's inspect. I think it kind of makes the most sense for now to put them either in between both players or at the, next to the first player. So like that, or like this. Actually 8. That's the same value as before. So the plan is to have the gameplay be full screen, because some people like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do about player cams for doubles, because there's basically no room here for a player cam. But we'll figure something out. You were impersonating admins. Wow. I don't know if you're looking kind of shady with your modding privileges right now. Do I play in tournaments? I used to play in tournaments, but now I'm just basically the stream guy at this point. Mr. L in the chat, he plays in tournaments, or at least he used to. He used to try, man. Okay, so that's 8%. Let's change that to 8, and let's adjust this one. Oh, it's the right value instead of the left. It's catching me off guard. Okay, so 1 or 0. It's like 0.5% would be good. Yeah. So that's 0.5. Save that. Refresh. I was PR with Ridley. Did you get to play Ridley when you went to Sydney? Oh wait, no, he wasn't unlocked, was he? He wasn't available. Grim. Let's go left instead of right. Even though I noticed, I still didn't correct it. You're probably gonna pick up Ridley and then you like hate it. But you'll just force yourself to play it anyway because you said you did. He was actually at the Melbourne one, man. Melbourne bias as usual. Okay, so I think that's good. The scores are in somewhat of a right position. Let's check if I change this to cruise, whether it works the same way. So basically the idea for a crew battle is we got a whole bunch of players on each crew. So let's add some Lake DK, and we'll add not going to type your whole name. Sorry. But basically, only the first player should show up. For some reason, only the last player is showing up. So let's change this back to singles for reference. To be honest, I'm not really into war anything, so don't worry about that. But that would mean I would have to get an Audible account anyway, wouldn't it? Sign up for the 30-day trial at audible.com/streameta. I am currently sponsored by Audible, just kidding. Okay, we got Lake DK versus Candy. I mean, I don't know why it's showing the last player on each crew. Scores being at the top, basically because I'm going to have no information on the players at the top. It's all going to be down here next to the character icons. And so I kind of want, if I were to have them up the top, it'd be like pretty out of place. Okay, so this is the first time you've referenced something that I actually know. Polymatter. I love that channel on YouTube, dude. Did they release a video today? Can't remember what it was about. Okay, I gotta figure out why it's showing the last player. Oh, now I know. Because all the players are on top of each other. And I haven't set it to hide. I thought I did. It's supposed to hide every player except for the first one. Maybe I didn't. Well, time to do that now. Let's copy this. I mean, I could put the score anywhere around here, but basically I just have to figure out what would look the best. This is just temporary at the moment. So, crew battles, players, first child. Oh, I've already got this here. So I need to go not first child, not. And I also need to say only on the in-game scene. Don't show all the players. And let's go display none. Actually, I need to copy this. Oh dear. And put it all the way up here. Save that. Yes, the race to $1 trillion. Aren't they already over $1 trillion? And so is Amazon now, or something. I think that's something I got out of that video. So refresh now. It should only show the first player. Cool. MKLeo and Plup. And let's say I were to change scenes like this. Then all the players should show up despite them all being on top of each other. And the 411's coming back. So, cool, it works, more or less. Yeah, so I think I do have Reddit. Starting to take up a fair bit of time is Reddit. I've seen that GIF where it's just like, it's Pac-Man. Sorry, I spoiled the whole GIF, but it shows a pie chart of like how much time Reddit takes up in your life, and it just keeps growing until it becomes Pac-Man, and then it starts eating all of the other time. It's great. So let's check out what the overlay looks like so far. I'm going to turn off the scene switcher. Actually, you know what I'll do? Is I'll actually... I prefer at least to have like the scoreboard so you can tell whether it's best of 3 or best of 5. But it'd be good to have like a numerical thing as well, just so it's like easy to interpret for the scores. Yeah, I think it's just like, if you can have both, that's ideal. So I'm gonna copy this. Actually, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a moment. Just going to go get some more water. Okay, so at the moment I'm just switching between like singles and doubles reference images, when what I really should be doing is doing it dynamically. So I'm gonna rename the singles image to singles instead of reference. Then I'm going to say if the event is set to teams. Actually, I'll find that somewhere else. Here we are. So if the event is not teams, then I'm going to have the image be... Oh. Wait, what the heck? Never mind. I just thought the stream was showing something else for some reason. That's not how you spell singles. Okay, let's get rid of everything else. And then if the event is teams, I'm gonna set the image to doubles. Save that, and now what should happen if I refresh? Let's turn off the scene switcher, go to the layout preview, and so the event's set to singles. So if I now set it to teams, everything should change simultaneously, which it did. So cool. MK Leo and Zero versus Plup and Mr. L. And singles, we just got MK Leo and Plup. And crews should stay the same, which it does. Cool. So, I think that'll be it for this stream. So if you want to see future streams like this, follow the channel. Also, if you want to see actual tournament streams in action, you can follow my other Twitch channel, Tournameta. And if you want to try out Streameta yourself, which is this doodad right here, you can enter all your whatnot, player info and stuff, and have it show up on your overlays. You can go to streameta.com and check that out. But yeah, thanks for watching. I might actually have enough viewers to host someone. This is a first. If you want to stick around for the raid, I will find someone to raid. What have we got here? Let's just ooh, there's a tournament stream going on right now. SSM team. So, if you're feeling like being generous, go tell these guys to check out Streameta when you arrive at their channel. I don't know where they are, or what they're doing, or where they're from, but let them know that Streameta could improve efficiency in their overlays and stuff. Alright. See you later.
If we get this chain off, we might be in business. What would you know about bikes?